All right. Well, we're going to hit our Boss Rush Banter of the week. And then, Luke, I know that you have a hard out, so we're going to get you out of here on time. But let's just answer this for about 5 minutes or so. And
Sounds good.
Boss Rush Banter of the week. As you guys know, Boss Rush Banter is our daily feature over on bossrush.net. Brings up a topic of conversation that may or may not be relevant to your interests. I had a different one, and it turns out that Pat, Austin, and Ed all answered it on Powblock this week, so I had to switch it up on the fly. But this one is called Reviving a Culture Through From Software's Community. It is an article by wow, I can't read. Man, this website is rough. I got to change this background. Symphonia. What?
Yeah, whoever's in charge of the website right now, like they need to get together.
They're fired. So my whole thing with this is cultivating a community through gaming, whether it's a specific game or, Luke, I know you're big in the Xbox community. I'm big in the Destiny community. LeRon, I know you're pretty big into Monster Hunter. Pat, you're all over the place.
Yes, I am.
Are we creating communities, or are we part of communities that do we think that they are good for gaming? Do we think that we should be cultivating a different type of culture within these communities? Overall, how do we feel about our kind of, not just specific gaming communities, but gaming communities in general? I know a lot of people, when we go on Twitter or social media, it feels toxic sometimes with the, faceless avatars kind of commenting through these sections, or, you go in these Facebook groups and people have no time, nothing else to worry about. But overall, I've had some pretty decent experiences in communities, specifically the Xbox and the Destiny community. Luke, I'm going to go your way first. How are you feeling about cultivating a culture in communities?
So yeah, well, man, it's a very deep discussion point. But I think one of the things you called out in the Boss Rush banter is the messages that people leave each other in Elden Ring, and how that developed. It developed its own comedic stance. For example, people would put in a time spot. They would put the word fort and then night, and then like there were Asian gamers that were playing that didn't get the joke, and so they didn't know what Fortnite was in the same way, like because it didn't translate 1-to-1 or something like that. I think gaming communities are incredible. They're powerful. They do a lot of good across a lot of different spectrums, from things like fundraising with Extra Life each year to conventions. My co-host Logan has had one of the worst years of his life in his personal life. It's just been brutal to him. And this past weekend, he hosts separately from XCP, he hosts a Sea of Thieves podcast, and they had their convention. And I saw him come back alive in his pictures. He was happy. He was smiling. And I saw my friend again. And it was really cool. And that community rallied there. I had the chance to be in LA for Summer Game Fest. We were in the auditorium for Summer Game Fest. We were at Play Days for developer interviews. And then we were in the room for the Xbox auditorium with all these content creators. And then I don't want to call them fans of me, but they were fans of Xbox, and they knew my show, and they gave me gifts. Like my friend Anubis, he saw me, he made me this on the hopes that he would see me. It's just this pin. Just because we were up making, content in a world that we enjoy, and communities were being built. And then this past week, I could not beat Lords of the Fall. Maybe it was the week before. I couldn't beat that last area. I opened up multiplayer, and somebody just went in there, Sherpa'd me, helped me find all the little bonus things, like the little items, and then sent me messages on Xbox Live when our connection dropped and we reconnected. There are so many great communities in gaming that want to do good things and connect with people and be supportive, that if you check Twitter and look at only Twitter, you would think the world is coming to an end. But the reality is there are a lot of amazing people out there across. It doesn't matter what platform you play. It doesn't matter what race you are, what gender you identify with, or anything. There are people that just want to play and enjoy games and be good to each other. And selfishly, I will tell you that and this isn't meant to be a pitch, but it sounds like one. The XCP Discord, that community, they're so cool. Every morning, good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. How's your day? What are you playing? Do you need help? Can you help me with this? There's so many people that just love games and want to be good to each other that if you only look on Twitter, you're going to think it's in ruin. But the reality
Mhm.
is, no one gives a damn what box we're playing on and what platform it, whether you're team green, team blue, team red, whether you're on PC. No one cares. They just want to enjoy games and be happy. And that's 90% of people. And so I work really hard to connect with those people. I think gaming communities are incredible. I know I kind of got a little preachy. I don't mean to, but I find a lot of joy in games and meeting people in games. And so I I hope more people get to see that side. And if you're not seeing that side, don't go on socials. Connect with people in communities around you. Like I hope, LeBron, that you're able to connect with my buddy Asante because he loves tech, he loves games, and hearing you talk about it, it was like I was listening to his show, and that's cool, man. That's fun. I don't know, man. I hope people see the good in gaming. So is
Yeah.
that too preachy? I'm sorry.
No.
No,
It got
Luke,
me.
I
It
think
Oh
activated me.
you
no,
are
that was
absolutely spot on. Like,
yeah.
no, I don't think we've lost video game communities ever. Like, they're still around. Like, even Fallout 60 or 76 has a very supportive community. Like, if you're a new player and you jump in, all of a sudden people immediately zone in on you, not to grief you, but to actually give you, like, good starting shit. To, help you, like, get yourself acclimated to the game. Like,
Mhm.
you'll find that in any community. The only problem is like the very, very bare, like, minimum majority of loudmouths on Twitter or Twitch that, these are the ones that are like get good scrub and they gatekeep, and it's like that isn't the community. That's just someone,
This is jackasses.
yeah, that's not the gaming community. That's a completely different community of people who just want to see other people miserable.
Mm-hmm.
They really aren't that what I would consider a true gamer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as someone who's, pretty involved in the Destiny community, there's been so many times where, yeah, you go through LFG and you get, the jerk once in a while who's like, oh, you don't have this, you don't have this, you can't play with us, you can't raid with us, you can't do this, you can't do that. But then you have like great communities like, the Tower Casuals community, which is, my Destiny podcast, or uh, the Last Word community, or there are so many Destiny communities that are built to just help you through the game and teach you mechanics and teach you how to raid and do dungeons. And, if you're not great at multiplayer, they will help you play some Trials of Osiris or, Iron Banner or some of these other end game modes. And it's like, that's what a community of gaming is supposed to be about is we're here to have fun, and everybody started somewhere in this game, and it's just happens to be that this is this person's turn to start. And you know I remember when I was playing in during the Taken King, and if you didn't have a specific weapon, there was a whole a bunch of people that I knew that just wouldn't let you raid with them because you didn't have this one weapon. Well, I'm like, well, you have to complete this activity to get the weapon, so why can't I play with you to get the weapon so we can keep playing? And it's like, I don't understand, gatekeeping. It's a terrible thing. And like Luke said, like if you go on Twitter or one of these other social media, you would think that the world is burning to the ground. And it's like, well, maybe it's just that platform. Maybe these people just need a life. And I think we are all fortunate enough to have built communities, with, either XEP or Boss Rush or Tower Casuals or whatever community we're all a part of. Like, we've all built a community that is sees the good in gaming for the most part. I'm sure there's been bad apples here and there, but like it's not the overwhelming majority. It's the one bad apple or whatever. So I think community in gaming is good, whether you're playing a single player game or a multiplayer game, and it's a good thing. Well,
Yes.
Luke, I know our time with you is at an end. Do you want to tell people again where they can find you?
Yeah. Anyone that's listening, if you've enjoyed having me on here, please take a moment to search out the Xbox Expansion Pass. It's on all your podcast services and YouTube. But truly, I will say, whatever shows you're listening to, just support those creators, likes, subscribes, financials if you're able, because it really helps all of us kind of keep going and build those communities, connect with people, whether you're, you know, casually enjoying or whatnot. It makes a big difference. So I'll just say thank you guys for letting me join you. Honored to be on. It was a pleasure to be on, and I hope you'll have me back sooner rather than later, because 2 years was too long, I think.
Yeah, 2 years too long. Luke, yeah, thanks for taking the time. I know you're a busy person. I know you have a popular show to keep going, and we love having you. Your show is great. Everybody go check out XEP, Insipid Ghost on socials. Thanks again, Luke, for joining us. We will be right back with questions, so stick around. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.